Mai I pōtiki rua ki te toka a Taiao. Rere iho ki ngā tukemata o ka hungunu. Ngā reo irirangi o Tairawhiti.
Papaki ana ngā tai o te Tairawhiti, kia koutou e mātakitaki maina o tira e whakarongo maina I o koutou kāinga maha, huri I te motu o tira, tai āwhio noa I te ao.
Ai rā, mōrena e te whānau, nau mai hara mai ki tēnei tiranga tuarua o Kapu Tairawhiti, coming to you live from Waikanae Beach here in Tūranga Nui a Kiwa.
Oh, look at that beautiful water rā here. Speaking of which, yes, get the water nice and hot because it's time for another episode of Kapu Tairawhiti.
The boiling water in your cup of coffee, brought to you by Tūranga FM, Radio Ngāti Porou and Radio Kahungunu.
Now, as we know, water is so important, from having a delicious raglan roast latte in the morning to watering the garden in the evening.
And when Mātai has his 1 hour showers before coming to mahi in the morning.
Eki. Nā wai tērā kōrero I tuku ki a koe. Now, last year we found out how important and precious water is when Cyclone Gabrielle hit, resulting in severe damage to the pipe connecting water to the Waiapu treatment station.
Today on Kapu Tairawhiti, Radio Ngāti Porou's Paora Brooking takes a look at possible sources of wai.
I mui tērā kaupapa, ane e whaike nei kua tātou pito kōrero, huri I te rohe o te Tairawhiti. Mōrena e heka mā ki Ngāti Porou I te tuatahi, ara noa atu ngā kōrero kei te pukamata, e kōrero ana mo te whakatūnga o te ara tipuna, rā te ara hīkoi hipa atu I te ara ki tiki. Me te kōrero, he pai ake mena ka whakatahahia te pūtea ki te whakatika I ngā rori. Hei tā te tangata e arahi ana I te kaupapa hei tā he kia parata, ko te pūtea kua whakawhiwhia e rātou kua whakaritea mo te ara anake. I whakaputaina tēnei kōrero kia whakamāhia ake rātou e ngā kōrero he.
Ki te Tairawhiti, Araroa ngā mahi e mahi ana ki te kura o mangapapa no tēnei wiki whakatakotori ai te raima I te wāhanga whakamutunga o ngā mahi whakapaipai. Timata I ngā kaimahi I ngā mahi I te whākaraka I te ata, kia kaua e kōpā ki te kura. Tōna tikanga hei te tau e tū mai nei mutu ai ngā mahi kāmura, te kau ki te kaumarua miriona tāra te wariu.
Ki ka hungunu I nāi kei te Aratika No. 8 Studios, kia whakatūi a rātou tētahi taupuni mahi hou. Whātekau miriona tāra te wāriu. I te tau 2022 timata tuatahi ai te pakihi nei ki te mahi tahi me te kaunihera ārohe o here taunga. Ka whakatūria e rātou ko ngā whare e rua ki te whenua 24 heketia ki te awanga. Atu I ngā whare ka whakaritea hoki tētahi wāhi kai me ngā taunga waka toru rau rua te kau. A kāti koera ngā pito kōrero o te wā. An aerial mapping project to understand more about our region's groundwater started earlier this year.
If you look in the sky, you might just spot a low-flying helicopter towing a large loop hanging from a cable. It's technology that will scan for water about 300 metres deep underground.
Now, the helicopter will be mapping in Hicks Bay, Te Araroa, Waiapu, Uawa, and also across the Poverty Bay Flats. So keep an eye out for it.
Radio Ngāti Porou's Paora Brooking went along to find out all about the aerial mapping project.
Kia ora whānau, he taonga te wai. Water is precious. Currently in Te Tairawhiti, there's a scientific project underway to understand more about Tairawhiti groundwater. The project involves surveying underground aquifers, areas of natural underground storage where water flows into and is stored between rock and sediment. The information gathered will help with decision making about how we use and protect our land and water into the future. I'm heading out to take a look at who's involved. Follow me.
This is a project about understanding where our future water sources are, because as we know, 4 years ago, Ruatoria ran out of drinking water. Our springs dried up, and we just want to understand where we'll get our water from in the future. There's a number of entities involved. It's funded by Kano, an organisation called AIA, GNS, these are scientist people, ourselves, through ultimately, I guess, Tūranga Nui o Ngāti Porou and also Gisborne District Council, as well as all the hapu who've contributed information and access to the land so far. We need to know where water is in the future, because with climate change will come less water. So where do we get it from when all our springs dry up? So I think it's understandable why there's fear and concern. I think the bigger discussion for hapu is to decide how and who will use and access this information.
So my name is Paul Jardim. I'm from South Africa, Cape Town specifically, and I work with SkyTem. So the AEM system, the Airborne Electromagnetic System, is the loop that you guys have seen today. It consists of, if you think about it, the guys that are walking on the beach with the little metal detector type thing. The system is basically just that on a really larger scale, and I suppose a little bit more in depth in electronics and so on. So the system, basically we fly it above the ground and it sends the electromagnetic signal into the ground, and obviously for the specific application we're using it for, it'll bounce back a signal and the receivers will pick it up, and the data then goes to really specialized computers, supercomputers, and it deciphers what is in the ground, how deep it is, and so forth. Yeah.
Now, for a lot of people out there who are worried about seeing this this machine in the sky, there's a little bit of fear out there. Is there any, I suppose, harm that can come from anybody underneath this thing?
No. I've turned out quite alright. I don't look that great anymore, but it's definitely not from the system. No, there's no harm to anyone or anything like that. So I don't think anyone has anything to worry about in that sense.
Now this is a huge contraption flying around underneath a helicopter.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of strain, chances of it snapping? Or?
No, so we have 7 lifting points on each side of the frame, and each rope has been developed to carry a specific amount of weight, and one of those thin ropes can carry the weight of the entire system. That's how strong it is. System's about 740 kilograms, and even if all the ropes had to break, inside the frame that you see, the white frame, there's a safety rope in there, and it's connected to everything. So if you had to whack it into a mountain, it'll just crumble into a ball, but still be tied up together. So it'll never ever fall out of the sky, dropping on anyone or anything. So there's so much safety involved. There's really not much to worry about.
The team has finished the aerial survey on the East Coast. When they come back, we'll catch up with them and bring you the results of the survey. That's my lot for Kapu Tairawhiti. We'll catch you next time.
Ka mautuihi. I tell you what, here, just the other day, Nōku e taraiwa ana ki Manituke, ka tūpono no atu ki te Wakatopotopara. It's quite daunting when you see it over your car.
Oh, so like a UFO.
Anō. Hoi anō. Next week on Kapu Tairawhiti, we'll take a look at a trendy, cool restaurant called Tahu. We might be standing outside it as we speak, and speak to the owner, Jared Johnston.
But until then, have a great rest of your weekend.
Hei kona!